Hello and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. It is Friday evening and this is Connie's Craft Along. If you haven't followed me before or we haven't met, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here, whether you are watching live or watching the replay. As I said, my name is Connie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and you have found Connie's Craft Along, where we get together and do some crafting, because that's what we are all about, isn't it? So I am just going to move over and check that I'm in the right place on Facebook and that everything is coming up. If you are here on Facebook, give me a hello. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're from, especially if you're new. Love to have new people along. And okay, there we go. I think we're getting it. There we go. Donna is here. Hello, Donna. Welcome. It's been a busy summer, and I feel like I haven't seen or talked to so many people much over the summer. And now here we are already in the middle of September. I can't believe it. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's what it is. It's crazy. But anyway, I have my Facebook in a funny place tonight. I'm just going to move this because otherwise I'm looking all over the place and you're going to wonder what the heck I'm doing. So sorry, just give me a moment. See, it's been so long since I've done some of these things. I'm all out of practice. Actually, I had it up there today for something else I was doing, and I thought, well, I guess I could just leave it there, but it doesn't work. I realize that now. So where are we? We are Friday, and there is so much going on in the Stampin' Up! World. We have some weekly specials. If you have seen those or had a chance to take advantage of any of those, it's a lot of little add-on things, some embellishments, some ribbon, some little extras that if you're placing an order, you kind of want to check these and see what's on sale this week. So that will continue until the end of September. And there's also Perfect Partners, which is dies to coordinate with some of our stamp sets that didn't previously have dies. So that's kind of cool. There's a whole bunch of it. And if you do purchase any of those dies or the bundles, I have some tutorials for a number of them. So I would be more than happy to send those your way so that you have some extra crafting ideas. Hello, Terry. Welcome. We are just about to get to some crafting here. I have something a little bit different tonight. I hope you like it. It's not different. I didn't invent something brand new, but it's not something we've done on Connie's Craft Along before. So let's give it a go. Just going to put this down to the craft table and we can get started. So from my earlier post, you will need 3 to 6 medium or small stamps. Okay, I've pulled out the Christmas season stamp set and I'm using some of these stamps. You can use anything you want. They should coordinate because they're all going in one place. I didn't say that, but that was probably fairly well understood. Where am I going to put these things? Gosh, I have stuff everywhere today. You need, let me just pull all this stuff up here. A piece of 8.5 by 11 basic white or very vanilla cardstock. We're going to use this whole thing. We're going to stamp on all of this, and this is how we are going to create the 4 cards, because I hope you noticed that I said we will be making 4 cards tonight. So you need a card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and you will need 4 card bases. Okay, we are going to make 4 cards tonight. You will need 3 to 6 coordinating inks. So I didn't really explain that in my notes. I said 3 to 6 stamps and 3 to 6 inks. You want to have 1 stamp per ink. I find that is the easiest. You can double up. There's no rule that says that you can't have 2 stamps in the same color of ink, but it just seems to work nicely if you just pick coordinating colors and have one stamp per color. Although you're welcome to play with it and see what we see what we get. you need some cutouts for the sentiment and for the layer. And you're going to need 4 because we're making 4 cards. So I have used the hexagon shape from the Beautiful Shapes dies because I love them. But you can use anything you like. I didn't put in any measurements for any layers on this other than this piece that we're going to use. You may want some layers. You can decide as we go. I have cut I've cut some real red and some evening evergreen layers just in case, and I'll see how I feel when we get there. So let's get started. So as I said, I have pulled out the Christmas season stamp set, and I have soft succulent, evening evergreen, real red. I'm going to run out of space here. I'm just going to set these kind of here for now. I'm going to have to move them in a moment. Crumb cake and soft suede. So those are the colors that I chose. Whoopsie, soft suede. I'll stick them in here so you can see. It's kind of hard to see, isn't it? So I've got the pine cone. I've got little tiny dots or berries. I've got an evergreen bough. I've got some other greenery, not quite eucalyptus, but some greenery. And then I've got some berries, and that's what's in my real red. Alrighty. I did not bring a piece of scrap paper. And just see what I have here that I can set on. Because we are going to stamp over the edge just a little, not a lot, but let me just grab a piece of this. And I will, as I said, I will have to move these to the edge. So get your stamps all set up with your inks, and then we are ready to get started. So you want to start with your largest image. Okay, so for me it is this branch. It's easier to fit small images in as we go. So start with your largest. Hello, Lorna, you made it. Excellent. Glad you could join us. We are just getting started. So what we are going to do is we are going to do sort of random stamping on here, but we're going to go down the middle and across the middle. Okay. So we'll just pick a band. It can be as narrow as you like or as wide as you like. Again, there's not really any rules. It's just, and this is the sort of thing that perhaps once you've done one, you'll have a little better feel for what you like and how you like to do it. You can stamp first generation. You can stamp off. Again, whatever you like. And you want to, you can go right to the bottom and have a partial image. Again, no rules. And don't feel that, this is the be all and end all and where you have to be, because you can always go back and add more to it if you feel you want some more of a particular color or a shape, or you just want to fill in some more, whatever you like. But we're just going to get started here with some of that. And I'm not going to clean that just yet because I may want it again. I'm going to move to my crumb cake and my pine cone. Some of these. And again, you can put them anywhere, any direction, up and down, down and up. Especially pine cones. Don't pine cones grow down? I think there was a big discussion about that last Christmas when people were posting cards that, someone made a card with pine cones that went straight up and down, or they were facing up, and pine cones always dangle down. And I actually kind of think that they grow both ways, depending on the kind of tree. And they're not always pine cones. We call them pine cones. I call them pine cones. It's not necessarily completely correct. Sometimes they are cedar cones and different kinds, but evergreen cones. So this is the evening evergreen. I'm just adding in some of the evergreen boughs. Whoopsie. Okay, so where can I mess that up? I'll just come in with another stamp and kind of hide it because I suppose I could kind of try sort of mess that up. Oh, we added a little bit of color. I had already stamped and I used just some lighter ink to kind of fill that in a bit because I didn't want to mess it up completely. I'm not wanting to completely start over at this point. Okay, we'll move over to the red. I'm going to need to go back and fill in a few things. I think I'm not quite sure what I want, but oops. Okay, so we're going to put a dark green. Look, there you go. You'll never notice that. I did kind of smush this one too, though. Okay, well, I think, see, we're just going to add these berries all over it here, and then you won't notice. Because as you well know, there's no mistakes in crafting. There is only opportunities, right? An opportunity to fill in with some berries. I'm putting quite a few of these in here because I had greens and browns, and then just this one stamp in the red. So I want to really make sure that I get some color going on here and a bit of bright. So that's why I'm doing so many of these berries. And I'm really kind of messing up some of these berries. I'm liking the colors though. It's kind of coming together. I think I'm gonna stick a little more evergreen in there while I'm here. I might need some more evergreen down here. Over here. And once you start to get some of the stamping down, you can sort of see where you have some gaps or where you think you might like something else. And that's when you can go back and add. Now I have just these little dots that I'm doing the soft suede. They can go all over the place, but I am intentionally overlapping these because I think they would look a little sort of odd if they were just out on the paper all on their own. That I think is pink. So I think we're going to put some red berries in. It's almost like a splash of ink. Just dangle off the edge here a little bit. Dangle off the other edge a bit. Over to this section. Okay, what do we think? So you just kind of, just play with it until it sort of looks like you think you've got it filled in enough. And you can always go back, even after we cut it, we can go back and add a little bit of stamping here and there. Sometimes that's easier to do once you see the pieces cut. You can sort of see where you think you would like a little bit more stamping. Okay, but I think for now, I'm good with this, she says as she keeps stamping. It's one of those things that you know, you fill in one bit and then it's like, oh, well, now that I filled that in, this looks like a gap. And then you fill that in, it's like, oh, now this looks like a gap. There, I think that will work. Tamara, hello and welcome. Happy Friday to you too. It is a happy Friday. Well, I guess every Friday's happy, really, isn't it? Okay, I am just going to close up my inks right now because I have 5 open ink pads on my desk. And that's probably not a good way to leave things. We've seen it all before, haven't we? If it's not my arm, it's a piece of paper or something that I don't want to get ink on. So we're just going to clear these out of the way for now. I can always go back, as I said, once you once we cut the paper, we may decide that we want, you know, we want to add a little bit more somewhere, but we'll see once we do it. So this is where you need your trimmer. Okay. This thing up here. So bring in your trimmer, and we're going to start just by cutting this into quarters. Okay, so you're going to cut it at, is this in? This is not quite in, is it? Bring that down a little bit. So we are going to cut at 4 1/4 down the length. Get this 4 1/4 away. Okay, and then we are going to turn these, and we are going to cut them at 5 1/2. Now that is full card front size. So you could craft with this being full size, but I'm going to ultimately cut these down. Just haven't. I like to look at them before I decide exactly what I'm going to do. So what you have now are four sections, 4 card fronts. Oops, this way. There we go. With stamping in two corners or 2 edges, but all different. Okay, so that's basically what we're going to use for our card. Now at this point, you may decide that you want something coming up some of these edges, filling in a little bit. That's perfectly okay. You can do that because there's not a lot more to this. We're going to put a sentiment onto these things, and we're going to put that in the middle, and then some embellishments. You can use ribbons or gems, or we'll figure that out as we get a little bit closer. So there's not a whole lot to these. It's mostly this stamping, but the fact that it's in the 4 different corners is what makes it so interesting. So this one, I think it needs a little bit more. So I'm going to go back as soon as I figure out what it needs. I'll add another pine in here. Just, let's play with this guy for a moment, shall we? Okay, where did we put? There we go. And I'm going to stamp him. Oh, not off the edge. Oh, look, I changed colors. Okay, yeah, because originally I was going to do the pine cone in soft suede, and then I thought I would do it in the rum cake. So, you know, that's how it goes. That's okay. We're just going to leave that because that's just going to be the, you know, the creative interest piece. And we'll see if anybody actually ever notices. Oh, I hear my cats. What are you doing? Get down, please. My cats have been helping me craft all day today. And the little one is just being a bit of a monkey tonight. Sorry about that. Cats in the crafting. It's not the best thing. But at the cottage, it's hard to separate them. There's not really a lot of places for them to go. So, and maybe just a little bit of berries. A few more berries here. And then I think I'm going to need a little bit of this. Should have put the berries over there. And we'll come in with the soft suede here. There we go. Okay, so I like the way that one is. I've used up a little more space. We're going to trim that down a little bit anyway. This one is not bad. I'm thinking maybe just one little evergreen branch up the edge. And this is probably something that that you get to have a better feel for what you want and how far out you want to stamp and stuff first go once you've done these a few times. But this is the first time I've done this. So I have seen these cards and I've always wanted to do it, but I haven't yet. And so I was just trying to figure out what we would do tonight. And it was like, okay, tonight's the night. We're going to do this. I'm going to add a pine cone to this one, and I'm going to do it in the correct color. So we may hold the dark ink off of that. And put him right on there. And then maybe we need a little something in here too, don't we? Again, you know, you start adding a little bit more and it's like, oh, now that I've added that, now there's a gap here, now there's a gap there. Yeah, I think that will do. And then this one is probably good the way it is. Okay, so there we go. I am going to close up all of these inks. And if anybody is crafting along with me tonight, let me know how your papers are turning out and whether you're ready to move on or not. Because you know, I can gab and fill in time if need be. Okay, I have some card bases. So I had Evening Evergreen Real Red and some Very Vanilla because, of course, I couldn't decide in advance what I wanted. And I have Real Red and Evening, didn't I cut Evening Evergreen? Where are all, did I not cut that? Hey, apparently I did not cut enough sentiment pieces. I have Very Vanilla pieces, but I don't have the layers. Or I've lost the layers, or the cats have taken the layers. And I don't have my little mini boss here, but we will improvise because look, I have a punch and I'm grabbing stuff. Can you tell? Some of that, some of this. Oh, here's some of it. Oh, they're all sitting over here. Okay, I had them. I just hadn't moved them over. But I did grab a punch as well in case we want to switch out shapes or anything like that. So more stuff, more stuff to get in the way. Okay. Alrighty. For the sentiment, now I've probably lost the stamp set that I was going to use. Here we go. Oh, I have it. So I pulled out Brightest Glow, one of my favorites from the mini catalog. This is part of a bundle. So we're not using the dies. I didn't actually purchase the dies, but I did get the stamp set because it's all these marvelous sentiments. And look at the fonts. Isn't that is so, like, to me, that is beautiful. And Season's Greetings, I really like that one as well. And just wonderful sentiments. Wishing you a season of hope and light. All is merry and bright. 'Tis the season. I mean, that's just, you know, perfect for so many things. And there's a Happy New Year in here as well, which we don't get in a lot of our Christmas sentiment sets. So, and then this one is quite large, so I tend to use this one on the inside of a card because it's beautiful. May the peace of the season light your world, and may your new year be the brightest. So Tamara says it's a must-have set, and Tamara is a very smart lady, so it is a must-have set. This one, and you know, there's a few others, but you've heard me go on and on about go-to greetings and stuff. For Christmas, this is the one. This is the must-have. So let's do some sentiments here. What shall we start with? How about all is merry and bright? That's kind of a one. Now I do might have to unmount some of my stamps because there's a limit to the blocks that I have here at the cottage, but I think we're good. Okay, so I am going to use Evening Evergreen ink, I think. Evening Evergreen or Real Red. Oh, I'm mounting on Real Red. So maybe we'll start with Evening Evergreen. Let's see how it goes. Oh, that just knocked over something else. What are you doing over there, Cat? He's got his head in the garbage pail. They are nothing if not entertaining. What can I say? Okay. Sorry, I did that. I did that in front of me and not in front of you. But there is one sentiment, and that will go on to here. I think I'll do it this way. I like, oops, I have to kind of think about it, but I like how that mounts when they're on angles. And I think I like the green on the red. What do you think? Do you like the green on the red? I wonder if wishing you a season of hope and light. That should fit on this larger one, hopefully, perhaps. We'll give it a go, and we will see. So I didn't have these mounted. It's a bit of a crazy day, but it was quiet, and so I recorded some videos. Well, one video. For me, that's a big deal though, because again, I haven't done a lot of videos. So the online crafting trio is doing the 12 weeks of Christmas. And so if you are on my mailing list, you will receive that. If you are not on my mailing list, you want to head over to greatstampingwithconnie.com and get on my mailing list, because our 12 weeks of Christmas is an email exclusive. So you don't want to miss out on that. Okay, so that does fit on the large one. I don't seem to have more than one large one cut out though. But look what we have. We have a punch. In the video today, I was doing what I usually do. You know, I had this plan, and then I was sort of crafting on the fly. And so I mentioned how, if you follow me at all, you know that the best laid plans and how I start out is rarely how I finish, and I tend to change direction mid-craft, mid-create. That will go in there. So this is the the punch. It's the punch that's shaped like this, It's easier to see, isn't it? It's kind of shiny the other way. Here we go. It has a name that escapes me because I wasn't planning to use it, so I did double check it. It's all good, right? Yeah. So we will make a frame with that. And what else do we need here? Do we have? This will go with this. And I will need one more sentiment, so we'll use another one of these just to make it quick and easy. And I'm thinking perhaps we want to add a little something to this one that I punched out, just because it's got lots of space. So what I'm going to do, if I can find my evergreen, there we go. I am going to ink this in the Evening Evergreen, but I'm going to stamp it off. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of greenery at the bottom and the top. That I must have a very inky ink pad here. But I double stamped off for the top. There we go. Just a little greenery, little extra interest there. Okay, I think I think I've made enough mess, but we can start now. All right, let's get some of this stuff out of here. And we are going to need the trimmer again to trim down uh, some of these layers. So I still haven't decided on card bases, have we? And then I also have layers. So many decisions. You can make these as fancy as you want. Nancy Coe is watching. Nancy Coe, are you not driving a car right now? You're supposed to be in the car. Okay. That's interesting. Having a couple girlfriends over for crafting weekend, and they sent me a message a while ago that they were leaving. Given that it's a 3-hour drive, I hope they really meant it because it's going to be when they arrive, and we have important things to do, crafting and girlfriend gabbing and all that sort of stuff. Why is this 4 and it seems like I'm taking more off the bottom than the side, which concerns me. I'm not sure what I've done. Oh, my cats, they're just, they are going to drive me crazy. I'm thinking that this could go right on here, or it could go popped up onto here. I don't know. I'm going to stop there and we'll decide in a moment. And do the same thing with this one. I'm cutting these at, oh, so there's the problem. I didn't cut my paper down the middle. I cut the second one at 5 1/4, but that's okay because I only wanted it at 5 1/4. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. Maybe I'll just do these while we're here. Lord knows what we've got. 5 1/4 and 4. You can take some of the, if you're trimming it, you can take it off of this side, but that's, to me, that's what you want to leave. So I'm taking it off what is the bare side, or the not stamped so much side. So, there we go. Okay, I don't know, maybe I don't know, maybe I pulled a piece of paper out of the pack that was not quite full because at the cottage I don't have all my folders here and everything. I have ink spots everywhere, but that's okay because that is where the sentiment goes. The sentiment or an embellishment, right? We can fix any of those kinds of things. I'm going to fold up each of these different colors to see what we like. Oh, hey guys, come on. I don't know if you heard that or not. That was the sound of my scrap box sliding off the couch that it's sitting on. Okay. So we can add these just in single layers. Maybe we should mount these so we can actually get a good visual. I'm really all over the map today. Okay, so if you haven't done this before with your punches, I've punched the exact same shape twice, and then I've cut my back layer in half, and I'm just going to put it under the edges to create a frame that way, because we don't have different sizes in the punches, with the exception of the double, which has a plain oval and a scallop oval, and they layer. But for the most part, we have one punch in a shape, but you can still create a layer and a frame. You just cut it and add it like that. You can add extra out this edge as well. You can do all 4 if that's what you're after. It's a little extra work. Sometimes I think it looks kind of heavy then, so I tend to just do top and bottom. There we go. I can put that right on there like that. I'd say it's quick and easy, but holy mackerel, we've done some pretty big circles to get here, haven't we? Okay, I'm going to use some liquid glue on this guy because then I don't have to worry as much about getting it the way I wanted. I will have a moment to wiggle. So say, of course, now it just plunks down perfect, but it didn't. It did need a little bit of shifting. I think now we have it where we want it. Okay. And whenever you're doing something like that, you'll notice, you may have noticed that I pushed it on the back. You always want to press it down from the back so that you don't make it slide even further. Okay. If you're pressing on the front, there's a tendency to continue to move these pieces around. It's not at all correct. Okay. There we go. Give him a nice press. And one more. This is not does not look too straight. What else do we have? Oh, we have another one. I'm going to restamp this guy because he's a little bit off, and that will, you know, that will make me go nuts, right? The cards are turning out lovely. Well, thank you, Terry. Aren't you kind and generous? Because I feel like I'm all over the map tonight. Now I've lost my smaller sentiment. That's interesting. I just had it. When in doubt. I don't see it. I know it's here somewhere, but we'll just go back and just punch another one of these. Right? So there. Go. Punch. Red behind. I wonder if this could mount on the hexagon shape. That's an interesting thought. I don't think it will. It's quite large, so I don't think. No, there's not enough to show through on that. But while I'm here, I will just put a little bit of greenery back onto this as well. I'm going to stamp them off twice this time because it was quite dark on that other one. I liked it better, lighter. There we go. Okay. See, we'll get there. How are we doing for time? We have 20 minutes. We are fine. Okay, close the ink pad. Look under my cutter. Okay, Lorna. You and the bones. Oh, the cutter's actually on the floor, so hopefully the stamp isn't there. But that was a good suggestion. It is. Oh, it's under the paper. Look, here it is, waiting to get cleaned. It's very messy, but I did find it. But you're right, Lorna. It was under, which I think is a little dangerous actually when you have dirty stamps and they're under things. But it's elevated layers. So, I don't think I got ink onto anything you don't want ink on. Lorna is always the one who saves me on those, aren't you, Lorna? You always seem to have the right suggestion for things. So thank you for that. Okay, so there we have 4 sentiments. We have 2 cards. I'm going to need another card base. Is this too bland? I'm not sure. Could try one. Pop this up. What the heck? Then we need to decide which one we like best, and we'll do that one for for the fourth one? Or should I do two? No, maybe I'll do two red and two green. That feels safer. Did I bring? I didn't bring. I brought two green, one red, and two very vanilla. Okay, so look, we don't have to make a whole lot of choices. Do this. Now what I could do, I'm going to cut this one down a little bit further. Back to the cutter. You found that with yours too. You had too much white. Yes. Well, but you can just go back and, you know, fix it up a bit, right? Add some more. So I'm doing this a little more than 5 because I don't want this border exactly as wide as my other border. So I did 5 and about 5 and an 1/8. So I will do this 4, no, 4 and 6, 7. Nope, 5. I don't know. I just took a piece off. I hope it's the same. It's a smidge or a bean bit. And then, oh look, see now we have more choices. We'll add a red layer. So now we will put a red layer here. Okay, this will work. If you do these, if you're organized and you do these the same, so all the same card bases, or you could switch it out, I guess, but it makes a beautiful set of 4 cards, which can be used for just an awesome little gift, little hostess gift for someone. We are coming up to the holiday season. Now you may not want to do it with Christmas cards. If you're going to visit someone at Christmas, hopefully they already sent their cards, but you can do this with any pattern, any stamps that you have. Okay, let's get these puppies down. And we'll see how it all comes together, hopefully. Like I said, this is, you know, this could have been my, that's fancy, you know, where we play doing things that I've never done before. This didn't seem, it's not a fancy fold. It didn't seem too tricky. And I did attempt to make one in advance. So I had kind of done one, but I ran out of time and they're not finished. I will show them to you. I will show you what I have. But it was a crazy day. And I find this travel, you know, I love it at the cottage, but part of me will be really glad when we close up the cottage for the season and I'm not moving my craft room from home to the cottage every few weeks. And I have done it every few weeks this summer because I've been participating in the Sega Beach Farmers Market, which has been awesome. I must say it has been wonderful for meeting new people and selling some product, well, cards and things and kits. But it does mean that I'm traveling a lot, and that means I'm calling my craft studio. So it's been a lot. Alrighty. Okay, we're clearly not putting ribbon on any of these now since I just glued them all down, but we have gems. We have lots of gems. So what do we think? We need to put these guys onto these things. Oh, I could have added something to that too, couldn't I? Well, not happening now. I am not risking that. I would just be messing it up. So look, what do you think? I think that's gonna work. Let's follow the dimensionals and stick them down. I don't know what's with this sheet of dimensionals. I was using them today and they seem hard to get the backs off, harder than usual. Just odd. Oh, Donna, I'm glad you like these. They're kind of coming together, aren't they? I put 3 on here. Don't know why. Thinking of you, Terry. I know you love your dimensionals. Sometimes I never know when I'm putting on enough or too many. And then it's kind of like the stamping, right? You put one down and then you put another one down. Oh, well, there's still a big gap there. I should put one there and then you put it there. And think, oh, well, this is kind of a gap here. And on and on and on. But we don't. Okay, move these down, move these up. Great and beautiful. Well, thank you, Terry. This is also an awesome way to get Christmas cards made. I mean, look, once you kind of get the feel for it, you kind of get on a roll. We're gonna have 4 awesome Christmas cards made in an hour, really. It sort of feels like we were all over the map for a while, but I'm gonna get 4 cards done in an hour. And you know, if you do a few sheets at the same time and you do sort of production line mass cutting, you could make all your Christmas cards really quickly. Well, I shouldn't say all. Some people send hundreds, like seriously hundreds. I send quite a few, but not hundreds, into the hundred. Okay, now what do we think for gems? We have these red and green that also have silver and gold. We have these little guys in gold, which is really nice on the very vanilla. That, I wonder if silver go on here? How do you figure out if gems will work? Oh, and ask Lorna. Lorna's always good at gems, aren't you? What do you think, Lorna? Can you see? It's kind of hard to see that silver, isn't it? Probably. Yeah, the silver and the gold don't look a whole lot different on camera, do they? Okay, so these are silver and these are gold. I think the gold would go. I'll just rummage through here and see if I see anything else that strikes my fancy. We could do just clear rhinestones too. Okay? They go anywhere. Put some of these on just for sparkle and shine. Gold. Okay. What Lorna says gold. We're going with gold because she's my find it gal and she's my embellishment gal. So let's just drop some of these bad boys all over here. That's a little weird. See, it wouldn't be me if I didn't move the embellishments around after I put them on, would it? There we go. I went right off to the sentiment. Yeah. I do like these little pearly guys though. They're fun and they're small, so they just kind of you know, you just sort of throw them on anywhere you want. There we go. Look at that. Quick and easy on the embellishments. Did the same ones everywhere. So here we go. Red and green and another green and vanilla with a layer. Oh, why am I so crooked? Sorry. Standing on our heads. Oh, thank you. Thank you for all those thumbs up and those likes and the love. Gotta love the love, eh? So there you have it. I will show you somewhere under here the one that was supposed to be finished to show you another sampling of what I had made, but I didn't get that far. So I'll show you the paper. Let's see. Oh, I did 2 corners, didn't I? Okay. So some of these I have started to mount. I just didn't get them finished. I'm just going to move those out of the way for a moment. But I used Forever Fern. Forever Fern? Yes. And fall colors. So this was part of this. No, this and this would be how it would. Okay, clearly I've messed the papers up. They're not the way they used to be, but you'll get the idea, I think. So we have the four edges. You know it's going to drive me batty. Maybe like this. Does this match? No, it doesn't match. Does this match? No. Okay, I'm giving up. But anyway. Oh, because we're supposed to go down the middle, not the edges. Or like this. There, look at that. That's how it went together. And then this one was over here, maybe? Maybe not. But anyway, kind of sort of something like that. Kind of sort of. Maybe I did this. Yes. 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 There we go. So there was my paper to start. You can almost see that. The crosses in the middle. Yes, Lorna, thank you. Should have read that first. So there we go. And as I say, I have started to put these together. So that's why some of the layers are there. But this was fall colors. And this was my first attempt. I love it. This one has more. I had 6 different colors in here. So I've got mossy meadow, early espresso, pumpkin pie, cherry cobbler, crushed curry, and Cajun craze. And then I was going to try it with swapping out the cherry cobbler with Mary Merlot, because that's a really nice combination as well. And that was what I ended up doing on my Coffee with a Splash of Inspiration. So here you can see this is Mary Merlot. Might be hard to see again on camera. Can you see the difference? Just a little bit different. So this is cherry cobbler and this is Mary Merlot. So exactly the same, only different. And this was the card from Wednesday morning. It's Friday now. Okay, somewhere, look under things, somewhere in here, we have the mouse that we can come back. I'll take these out. I'll put these back so you can see them once again. And look down a little bit. And bring me. There we go. I'm back. Hello. Alrighty, so that is Connie's Craft Along. A little bit crooked. There we go. Getting straighter. I hope you enjoyed that in all its craziness tonight. But if you haven't ever done this, give it a try. It's fun. It's like making your own designer series paper, but with leaving some gaps and that sort of thing. Oh, hearts and love. Gotta love that. Okay, Lorna, I have to put my glasses back on to read this. So when you pick the coordinating color, are they all from one collection like Regals? To be honest, I don't know. They might be. That was not how I picked them. I just picked colors in this. But oh, actually, they're not, because Crumb Cake and Soft Suede are neutrals, and Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen are in colors, and Real Red is a bright. So no, you don't need to. I just pick colors that you like together, that go well together. In these were just fall colors, so I just picked, you know, sort of standard fall colors, oranges and yellows and reds and that sort of thing, darker greens, and so that was how I did that one. So you could pick from a color family. That would be an interesting way of doing it as well, I suspect. So but that's not what I did. Doesn't mean you can't do it. Anyway, look at that. We have 4 minutes left. We're done in time with all that. I hope you like it. I hope you had fun. I hope you crafted along. And if you didn't, now you have homework. Go make some cards, and you can share them on my Facebook page. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Thank you so much. Up next, what do we have next? Oh, it's the weekend. And next week I will be back on Wednesday morning, I guess, with Coffee with a Splash of Inspiration. So I hope you will join me then. Until then, have an awesome time. And we'll see you all again really soon. Thanks for coming. Good night, everyone.